Welcome to Brraap Life. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate the fact that you're listening and supporting all of these stories. This week we have Drew, who is from North Dakota. He is somebody who used to ride a lot, but now with life being crazy the way it is for most of us, he doesn't get as much opportunity to ride. However, he still is a rider and is still somebody who I found interesting and wanted to share his story. I believe that every story deserves to be celebrated, whether it's an A-class rider, a trail rider who's never raced before, or a pro. So the fact is that we all have a story to share and we all have something to give. And so this is Drew's story, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Well, first of all, thank you for meeting with me. It's really cool that you're willing to do this considering we haven't met in person.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
So, how did you get into riding and what style of riding do you do?
Well, I grew up on the farm. I've basically been riding once since I was 3, 4, 5 years old. I got my first bike when I was 14,
Okay.
and I basically got sentenced to life behind bars, more or less. But I used to do a little bit of moto, and when I was 20, I fractured my collarbone jumping across the washout because I thought I was clearing it wide open in third on my CR250. I got reminded very brutally that it was fourth gear tap, not third. So that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth about jumping really big shit. So I more or less
Mhm.
got into cross country, single track, just like air scramble, that kind of riding. I haven't. Well, let's see here.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 years ago, yesterday was the last time I was on a motocross track. But yeah, anymore I
Okay.
usually just do off road stuff.
Yeah. Do you like that stuff a little bit more, or do you kind of miss the motocross?
Yeah, moto's fun for maybe like a once a year deal, but
Yeah.
road like cross country single track that just want to ride.
I think I'm losing you.
Getting old,
Are you
but
are you still there?
yep, I'm here. I got nowhere else to be.
Okay. Sorry.
I
I
just
think we lost the
checked all my.
connection for a minute.
We're back. Oh, yeah, we're back to
Okay.
4 bars. I think we should be good for a while.
Okay. Um,
Yeah,
so you're saying
go
about,
ahead.
oh, I was just saying, you were talking about motocross and um, if you like the cross country more than motocross.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I don't know if that's like just me getting older, but I'm definitely all about like single track and cross country riding anymore.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So do you like just doing like just single track, or do you do like, you said you do hair scrambles, but do you do anything of like anything that's like in North Dakota, or do you just do the hair scrambles?
I actually was I turned 30 last year, so I kind of talked myself into racing vet class and NDMA motos. So I was gonna race in Jamestown last fall. Well, it got rained out,
Mhm.
and I went to Deadwood the weekend before, and was like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay home.
Yeah.
That didn't really work out, but I still might come out of retirement, race a moto or two here or there, and it works out for me. But my schedule allows it. But
Yeah.
my only bitch about motos was the guy ends up spending all day waiting around to go ride for half hour or so.
Yeah.
That's the only downside of a race motos that I can come up with.
Yeah, it's a lot for a little bit of time, but it's kind
Yeah.
of it's like a passion thing, you know. So
Yep.
I totally get that. Um, so will you
Yeah.
be doing the Schmedium Enduro that's coming up in September, or do you stay away from that stuff?
That is, well, depending on my schedule, because I work a 4 and 2 schedule, so when my days off, well, let me back up a little bit. My days off only land on the weekends once every 6 weeks, so it makes kind of hard to do, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Because say for example that week, just my luck, I'd probably be off like that Tuesday and Wednesday when say the race would be on a Saturday or Sunday. That's just usually how it goes with my luck. So, and
Yeah.
that one is we're up around the Turtle Mountains, I believe, ain't it?
Yep. Yep. Out towards Botano.
Yeah, but if it works out, I definitely race it. I haven't raced an actual hare scramble since, let's see here, 2018, I believe.
Oh wow.
Used
Okay.
there's a guy there's a guy in Sterling that used to have put on a really badass hare scramble. But yeah, he hasn't done
Hmm.
that since I was 17 or 18. And then 18 there I ran a hare scramble at the Mandan track, which that was a pretty good time.
Yeah.
But other than that, well, I did race the snow scramble, or I should say tried racing it in the Crossfire Park up by Langdon 2 years ago, and
Hmm.
it turned out to be just a miserable time. I I ran the AB class, and by the time we went out to our class started, it got to be like 40 degrees, and everything just turned to slush. Like
Oh,
second straightaway, I
jeez.
damn near went over the bars of my 450 fourth year cap. I'm like, yeah. And then once the guy got back in the trees on the single track, it just got really miserable. Trying to trying to push
Jeez.
through like 2 foot of snow in the ruts, and yeah, I didn't even
Yeah.
I made about 3/4 of the lap. I pulled off. Like, yeah, God, I drove 400 some miles for this.
Yeah. It's hard when you it's hard when you drive really far and then you're like, do you continue or do you just, step out of your comfort zone, or do you just, you know, realize that you can't do what you're supposed
Yeah,
to do while you're there? And
yeah, like
that's not any fault of your own, that's just the weather.
yeah. If it would have stayed below freezing, it would have been way more fun. But yeah, everything turned to slush, and it just got miserable. And then icing on the cake. As me and my buddy were leaving, we made maybe 3-4 miles from Crossfire Park, and the mud pump went out my diesel pickup. So there I was in the pickup that.
We lost your audio. Are you back?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Had to reject a phone call. No big deal.
so you were saying that you and your buddy were doing something.
Oh, yeah. So I probably didn't even make it maybe 5 miles from the ski hill we were racing at,
Yeah.
and then lift pump went out my diesel pickup. So there it was, 400 miles to home with a pickup that wouldn't run. Which but yeah, so I had to ride my bike a couple miles down the county road to get cell service to call a buddy of mine to come get me that next day. And I rode back to the ski hill
Mhm.
and talked to him. He when he after he got loaded up and was leaving, he came and got me and my buddy. He loaded our bikes up, gave us a ride back to Langdon where we stayed at. But yeah, that really turned into an adventure. Like racing kind of
Sounds like
sucked,
it.
and yeah, there it was. That that far from home with a pickup that wouldn't run. Like, god damn it.
That's
Like, and I
scary.
was yeah.
Yeah,
I believe
You were
that was a
starting
Saturday
what?
morning we raced. Yeah, that was a Saturday morning we raced.
Oh,
We got back to town that afternoon and went to the bar. Like, what else? What else is there to do? And
mhm.
my buddy came and got me, loaded my pickup up, and coincidentally that next day I was starting a new job. So yeah, I had a lot going on. Like a guy goes, gets away to catch a break and have a good time, and it just turned into work.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of them, I guess.
It happens for sure. I went and
Yeah.
did a ride in Arizona one time, and my bike broke down in the middle of the desert, and I had to push it out because I didn't really have anybody. We had no cell phone service, so, and I didn't have any way to like fix it on the trail or anything, and it was just an ordeal. So thankfully
Yeah.
I had a friend at the time who was there with me and helped me push the bike out, but it's not fun. So I totally get that.
Yeah. And like I was talking about my work schedule. Like usually my days off land during the week, which I don't like riding by myself, but it's just hard to
Mhm.
get somebody to go like load up and go ride like say at 5 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. Because normal people are
Yeah.
actually out
Yeah.
working. So there's that trade-off,
Yeah.
I guess.
You just
Which
you just gotta find more people in your fields to ride
yeah,
with.
pretty much. Which I'd say that kind of puts a damper on my riding lately because I don't like riding alone, especially in the Badlands. I'll go to the desert
Yeah.
south of Bismarck and go rip single track trail like by myself. No, I know I ain't gonna die, but
Yeah.
just yeah, I gotta get out in rough terrain and especially out away. I'd rather not find myself in a bind by myself.
Yeah, for sure. I ride by myself a lot, and it's not the safest thing to do for sure. It's scary, especially in a new place or in somewhere like the Badlands. I've run and hiked in the Badlands quite a bit, and it's sketchy out there sometimes. You know, I had a storm come in and I got lost. I lost the trail. So and that was just on my own 2 feet.
Oh,
That wasn't, riding. So, but
yeah, I I really do like going to Glendive, but like I said, I'd rather not go into Glendive by myself. Like
mhm,
it's about this time last summer, I had to
yeah.
call my cousin into the ER in Glendive after he brought my quad over backwards climbing a hill and broke his arm and broke his left wrist and I think broke his nose and yeah, that was also not a good time.
Sounds like you have adventures.
Yeah, unfortunately, never a dull moment.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to have a dull day on a bike, but it
Yeah,
doesn't sound like you have very
exactly.
many of those.
Definitely not from lack of
Well, cool. Well, when you were into racing, were you like, did you have like a training program, or were you just like kind of going out and just doing it, like just
trying.
going with it?
Very casually. I've been lifting weights since I was pretty steady, like as in if not every day, damn near every day. So say 5, 6 times a week since I was a senior in high school. Basically, just
Okay.
stay in shape and be able to ride faster and longer than my buddies can when they're winded and puking in their helmets, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. And
I'm not a fan of running or cardio, but I try to at least get my ass on treadmill at least once a week,
yeah,
just for
yeah.
cardio purposes.
I hate treadmills. Treadmills are the bane of my existence. I like running, but I can't do it on a treadmill. I have to be outside.
Well, yeah, my my
Um,
biggest thing is jumping on jumping on a treadmill like a fast paced walk and then watching something on YouTube to basically get my mind off of what I'm actually doing and be occupied.
yeah.
Or else like, yeah, this is boring. Yeah, this sucks.
That's why I can't do the treadmill. Like I have a really hard time focusing on what I'm doing, and like when I go out and I do trail running, I can focus on like everything around me, and I don't have to like stare at my phone, because that just like I don't have enough stuff on my phone most of the time that I'm able to watch without really getting into it, because I get like super nerdy about stuff. So like if I put on a video of like, you know, riding technique or something like that, I'm gonna fall down a rabbit hole with it. So I'm just gonna like not pay attention to my running, and I've tripped myself up. And then if I don't have that, then I'm just like super bored on the treadmill. So it's just safer for me, and I don't end up flying off the back. So I just trail run. That's just what works for me. But so what did you ever focus on nutrition when you were doing all of that? Like, I mean, I know a lot of people who work out typically follow some sort of like nutrition routine, diet, or whatever you want to call it. I personally have noticed that when I change my, you know, diet and how I eat, it really changes how I feel and how I can ride. It really changes how I feel when I'm on the bike.
You know, I wish I could say the same, but my trick is slam beers the day before I go out riding, and then I'll have a couple of like on my way to ride. And for whatever, I wouldn't say it's, you know, productive or whatnot, but for whatever reason, like I have a couple beers like before I go ride, I don't get arm bump,
Mhm.
or not nearly as bad as
Okay.
I usually would. So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's like my pre-ride, pre-workout. But
Interesting.
as far as
Okay.
nutrition goes,
Very
yeah,
interesting.
I basically just I'll basically have like a protein like a mass gainer shake during the day when I'm out working. But other than that,
Mm.
I wish I could say that I'm like living this textbook healthy lifestyle, but not really. You got me there.
All right. And so you're working a lot, but do you ever get to travel to ride anywhere?
Oh, not really. I had a timber sled kit for my bike. So I didn't go to the Black Hills. That would have been February of
Hmm.
23. I wanted to make a trip last
Hmm.
winter, but they never really got snow. Like me and my cousin went to Deadwood.
Hmm.
I think it was between Christmas and New Year's, and it was like 50
Hmm.
degrees and like no snow anywhere. So yeah,
Yeah.
I the one trade-off is Black Hills is, you know, it's only 4 hours from my house. I'm there, but
Yeah.
the riding can be really hit or miss. Like when it comes to snow, it's either the most snow they've had in say 10 years and great, or it's, you know, rocks and stumps and nothing.
Hmm. Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to ride out there yet. I really want to. It looks really cool, but I
Yeah,
it just hasn't worked out yet. It was so far away.
yeah. Me and me and a couple of buddies went to a concert in Deadwood last September, and I brought that time I had
Mhm.
an RM250 also. I brought that with my buddy to ride. Didn't
What
really
was
get to
that?
do the like real. I didn't get to really do the real like gnarly like single track that I wanted to do because my buddy is with me and he's kind of slow and not really experienced, and he was also hungover as all hell that morning. But we went out and it was more of a
Yeah.
casual like two hours ride, but it was still fun. I mean, a
Yeah.
subpar day riding is a pretty good day as far as that goes.
Yeah. Okay. And then so if you could travel anywhere, where where would you want to go? Like if you could, like, all expenses paid, um and you got to pick anywhere in the world, where would you want to go?
That is actually a really good question that I've never thought about before. I would definitely like to check out sand dunes, like say like Glamis or one of mine from Minot went to St. Anthony, Idaho, Memorial Day weekend, and he had a blast. So I definitely like to go check out dunes somewhere, sometime.
Okay.
Like one of my buddies
That'd be cool.
from Vegas, and yeah, he basically grew up riding dunes, and talking about it. I'd like to check it out sometime.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't gotten to dunes yet, but my buddies have gone to Oklahoma and they said that it's an absolute blast and that it's a must for anybody who rides. So
yeah, one of my buddies said it. Like you get these big, like really steep sand hills, and it sounds a lot like riding a mountain sled in deep snow. Like you're always on the throttle. It takes 1 hour, and basically just carry your momentum and give her hell.
So when you were doing all your racing and stuff, did you have any kind of like formal training or did you just kind of teach yourself riding?
I wish I could say that I had somebody to like coach me as far as that goes, but I'm pretty much self-taught. I then grew up riding quads on the farm, and I got my first bike and basically threw my leg over and like, all right, here we go. So I can kind of figure it out as I went, and I basically just watch a lot of racing on TV and just kind of getting the theory and concept down of technique wise, and basically just kept pushing myself.
Okay, that's really cool that you can do that. I got put on a bike and I had no idea what I was doing, but I also didn't grow up riding. I didn't start riding until I was a lot older, so it's only been a few years that I've been riding. So it's a little bit different, I think, when you're learning as an adult versus when you do it when you're a kid. I feel like there's just some things that are more intuitive when you're a kid, and you also aren't afraid to like push yourself. So you find your limits a lot easier when you're an adult. I forgot what I was saying now. Oh, I was talking about learning as an adult is a little bit different, and I've found that it's a lot harder. But I still try really hard and I have fun with it. I started doing races and I'm coming up to North Dakota for the Medium Enduro in September. So I'm super excited for that. And that'll be a good time. So what's your favorite like discipline to watch? You said you watch some stuff. Like if you're going to be on the treadmill or whatever, what do you like to watch?
Oh, I've once again, I wish I had a more positive answer, but it's usually all the ridiculous, goofy videos I subscribe to on YouTube. There's one guy out of Alberta. His channel's named Zip Ties and Bias Flies. He's always messing around with some greasy old Ford pickup for Kenworth, or just doing just general dumb shit. Or another guy I watch. His name's Todd Klein. He's out of Minnesota. He does a lot of like early, late '90s Polaris triple Indy sled builds. He always has really good content. Yeah, I could definitely get stuck down a snowmobile and rabbit hole on the treadmill from time to time.
You should add to your playlist the Hard Enduro Burros. They just started a series and they're just basically doing a bunch of like really cool episodes on the top hard enduro guys in the country, and it's incredible to watch some of the stuff that they can do on a dirt bike. It's super, super inspiring. So I highly recommend that next time you're looking for something to watch on YouTube.
Yeah, them hard enduro guys they're something else.
Yeah.
Like the stuff they can do on a bike, or like the trials guys too. It's like
Yeah.
Like I look at
Yeah,
it,
it's
I look at the same
incredible.
option one, like not, like, okay, well this is not doable.
Yeah, I had some time on a trials bike a couple weeks ago, and it definitely challenges you. It definitely will point out what your weak points are on a bike. But at the
Yeah,
same time, it will also kind of show you what your strengths are. So I thought that I was going to do way worse on it than I did. But it turns out I have better clutch control than I thought I did. So that was kind of cool.
yeah, it's like a trials bike compared to a motocross bike. It's like basically like an apple and orange. Like just the technique and ride style is way different. Like a motocross bike, it's basically like taking a sledgehammer and hitting whatever you're about to pound in as hard as you can. Where like trials bike is
Mhm.
way more finesse and control. Like slow is fast kind of deal on them.
Mhm.
Which I've never had the opportunity to ride one, but I like to try it
Yeah.
someday,
Yeah.
given the opportunity.
Yeah. Highly recommend it if you get a chance. It's a very humbling experience, but it was really fun. I had a blast on it. Um, and I even got to pull a couple little mini wheelies on it, so that was cool.
Yeah, a buddy of mine went and had a trials bike here a couple of years ago, and then I think before I even had the chance to throw a leg over it, he traded it or sold it or something or another. But yeah, I never got the chance to ride his, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really hard. So, when do you think the next time you'll be able to get out to ride is going to be?
Well, that's a very good question. I'll be off next week, Wednesday, or let's see, Tuesday and Wednesday. Between it being hot out and
Mhm.
doing my custom baling on my days off until my baler burns up. And now, like today, I'd run down to Elgin and
Mhm.
go look at this next baler that I'm buying. Kind of like, I guess the joys of being a small business
Mhm.
owner. Like it, I kind of threw a wrench in my whole riding thing here lately. But let's see,
Yeah.
that would have been 2 weeks ago tomorrow. The 19th of my baler burns up. A buddy of mine from Burlington got a big group of guys together to go ride in the desert south of Bismarck. So it I was not planning on going because I figured I'd be bailing that Saturday. But yeah, once I was
Mhm.
pulling a burns up baler home, I jumped on the phone with my buddy from Burlington. Told him I'd be down that next day. So
Mhm.
I got down there that morning, and it was a pretty good time. After that happened, I definitely needed to get away and clear my head and drink some beers with some buddies. So that
Yeah.
actually that was probably about the best thing I could have done at the time.
That's good. I always find it, um, for me personally, riding my bike is my therapy. That's what gets me through. Because like I don't drink anymore, um, but I focus on my riding, and my riding is what gets me through when I have a hard time. So
Yeah, it's like I said, those I really needed that ride days. Like I would have rather been out in the field bailing, making money, but well, yeah, can't really do much
yeah,
with a burnt up baler. So like I guess
you
life
can
gives
always
you
make
lemons.
money later though.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I think it's important to make time for the things that you have a passion for. I mean, it just keeps you going because yeah, money is great. Um, but if you don't do the things that you love to do, then what's the point,
yeah,
you know?
exactly. But then again, this time of year I usually don't do much riding because it's miserable outside.
Yeah.
I pretty much identify as a snowman. Like
I like that.
yeah, I've been well. Like this year, this next winter, I'm gonna delegate my bike strictly my timber sled kit. But
Yeah.
I've been riding on studs on the river since 2018, 2018 or 2019. That is by far my favorite ride to do.
Is the you guys and your ice riding is just scary. I don't know that I could ever do that. I had a bunch of people asking me to go ice riding when I lived in Minnesota and North Dakota, and I was like, no. Like, no, you're gonna go through it. Like, oh God, no. I'm from Arizona originally, and like, so ice is already a foreign concept to me. But then, like, the one time that my buddy tried to take me ice fishing, like, the ice was making all kinds of scary noises, and I was like, it's gonna crack beneath us. And he's like, no, that's just how it sounds. And I was like, yeah, it sounds angry, so like, let's not make it mad, because it was freaking scary. I don't know how you could ride on that and just be like, okay. Like, so major kudos to you.
Yeah, I try to be smart about it. Like before I even go out the first time, I take a spade bit and drill down. My rule is, like, you really don't take much ice to hold up my light ass, my bike. But my rule of thumb is a good consistent 10 inches. I don't have to worry about it then.
Yeah.
'Cause,
See,
like,
I think I only know like, yeah, I only know like ice fishing, right? Where like everybody goes out on the ice, they all have their little huts and their trucks, and then they're drilling holes into the ice, and I'm like, you are compromising the integrity of that ice. So I guess like being on a bike maybe wouldn't be so scary, but you have to stud the tires though, right? Like, that to me is also scary, because like, what if you crash with your buddy and your buddy's studs go into your arm or something? So I was just saying that it might not be so scary ice wise. Like, the ice might be thick enough, but then you still have to think about studded tires, and if you trust the person you're with, because if you crash into that person and their tire goes towards you, then those studs are going to be in you and not the ice.
Yeah, pretty much. But the best way I can describe running studs on the river is like basically Velcro. Like you would not believe the traction you get on bare ice with a good set of studs. Like it's unreal. Like I actually hook up better on ice than I do in dirt. It's damn near like
Yeah, I've seen some of those videos and it's crazy. And I know people who've ridden and they're just like, oh, it's so fun. And I'm just, I don't know. I guess it's the Arizona in me. I can't get over being on the ice. But maybe one day, I don't know. My friends keep asking me to go. So if I'm ever back up north in the winter, which I don't plan on being, but we'll see, then I'll try it maybe. Depends on the year, because last year we didn't have very much ice in North Dakota for like a lot of the year. And then my buddy asked me to go ice fishing and it was all melting. So it's,
yeah, it
I
was
don't
kind
know.
of a shorter season
Ice is weird to
last
me.
winter.
Yeah, it was crazy. Well, because it didn't get cold until like January, and then it got so freaking cold. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been that cold in my entire life. North Dakota wins for coldest that I've been in so far.
Yeah, I was actually out riding on Patterson Lake in my YZ New Year's Eve last year. But usually around Christmas time is when there's enough ice on the river and lake where it's consistent and you don't got to worry about it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, hopefully you can get the time off to be able to make it to the Schmedium Enduro. That'd be really cool to see you there.
Yeah, and see that's you said like September 20 something, like 24th or.
I think it's the 21st or something like that. Yeah.
I'll have to look at my. Yeah, when you get closer, I actually figure out like when I'll be off. I do have
Yeah.
vacation days to use also.
There you go. Just use vacation day and come out and race with us. I know that there's some people from Minnesota that are going to be coming. I'm coming up from Tennessee, and so it'll be really cool. I'm really excited. So I started the North Dakota Trail Riders page last year when I moved to North Dakota because I couldn't find any information on racing or riding or anything. And it's really
Oh
cool to
yeah.
see that it's kind of turned into this little community. And there's like 200 and some people on it now. And it's really awesome that that we're able to share. I mean, like I'm just sharing stuff that I have found other pages now that post all of that stuff. But it's just a nice, easy spot to share it in. But it's created a cool community, and I've met some really cool people from it. And I'm really excited to meet more people in real life. So it'd be really cool if you were there and we all got to hang out.
Yeah. Yeah. If I can swing it, I haven't done any racing since here. Didn't. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Last time I did any sort of racing was the snow scramble by Langdon 2 years ago. So I'm definitely past due
Yeah.
for racing.
Yeah. For sure. And this will be a good one. It's going to be a little gnarly. I was talking to Dylan, I think last week, and I was just like, so how much should I be practicing my log skills? And he's like, you should. So, it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm super excited. And this is only the second year for the Schmedium Enduro. So it'll be cool to see as it progresses now through the years. So
And that's where like by Dunn's Heath.
yeah.
Yeah. No, you got me all excited to go racing again. I really hope I can swing that one.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. I know the Bowie um Hare Scramble's coming up, I think this weekend. Um
Well, that's where like Berthold or Burlington, I believe.
Burlington, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I go back to work tomorrow, so yeah, I'll be working all weekend.
Yeah.
No chance to be able to make that one.
Yep. Yeah. Well, hopefully you can make the one in September, and it'd be really cool to have everybody there. And then next year I plan on coming to one or two of the events as well. So just because I'm not living in North Dakota anymore doesn't mean I'm never coming back. I really liked
Yeah.
it there. I just didn't like where I was working. But
Oh, that happens.
it was a lot of fun, and I've met so many people. So it'd be really cool to ride with people more.
Yeah, and like I said, I pretty much identify as a snowman. I don't like riding much this time
Yeah.
of year because I just I don't like the heat. I don't go to work at midnight every
Yeah.
morning because I like the heat. I like getting my shit done early in the morning when it's cool out and not miserable. So yeah, the end of September,
Yeah.
that's like my prime like riding time right there. I'm almost
Yeah, it'd be perfect. For sure.
early and late season riding. So
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Well, I have to hit the road, but I really appreciate you meeting with me and going through all these technical difficulties.
oh yeah, no
It
problem.
was great to finally talk to you.
Yeah, and it gave me something to do, or kept me pretty well occupied for most of this hour and a half drive back home from Elgin. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, you be safe and have fun, and good luck with your baler.
yeah, like I said, now I'm just waiting on insurance to give me a check. So I pretty much got everything
Yeah.
figured out on my end. Now I sit here and wait and twiddle my thumbs.
Good, good.
Yep.